Like, this is the best metaphor for the US government and IRS, because the IRS and the US government always like to, excuse my French, stick us in the ass. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching Watch This. I'm Tiffany and I discuss film and television series reviews and also screenwriting tips for beginning writers. So if you want to know my review, my opinion, my thoughts on the film Everything Everywhere All at Once, stay tuned. Okay, so this will be a slight spoiler. I'm going to try to make it very open-ended so that you'll still can make the decision to see if you want to watch it, and you can hear my opinion and it doesn't kind of affect your thoughts on going to see the film, or I'm not really spoiling anything, because I kind of don't like spoiler reviews, but there will be some slight details, but I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, so we open up with getting to know the Wang family. We have, of course, the mother, Evelyn Wang. We have the father, Wayman Wang. And then we also have the daughter, Joy Wang. And we also kind of get a glimpse. We haven't met him in the first few minutes, but Gong Gong is Evelyn's father. And we kind of get the idea that Evelyn wants to make everything perfect for her father. So on this particular day, they are getting ready for a party for their laundromat that they own, but they also are getting ready to go to the IRS office because they are being audited. And that is where we meet Deidre, which is Jamie Lee Curtis' character, and she is by far a typical IRS audited tax employee that really wants to get down to the nitty-gritty when it comes to being audited. This is a slight spoiler, but there was something on her desk and where she says, you know, I got several of these and you don't get these awards for not noticing BS. And when I saw what was the plaque on the actual award, it had her name and everything on it, but the statue was a butt plug. And I was like, this is the best metaphor for the US government and IRS, because the IRS and the US government always like to, excuse my French, stick us in the ass. Like, this is the best metaphor for what the IRS does to like everyday folks when it comes to like taxes and just things like that. So I was like, this is the best metaphor. But the film is divided into 3 different parts. We have Everything, that's the first section. Act 2 is Everywhere, and Act 3 is All at Once. So over time we get Evelyn in her natural state. In the beginning we get her in her natural state, and by the time that she gets to this IRS office, we start to see that she is introduced to one different dimension, just one of the many different universes that she is able to project herself into. They have to do very extremely weird things in order to project into these different universes. But the overall theme in this film, I have to say, was beautifully done. I know a lot of people was like, it was a lot going on, and this movie, it really spoke to the idea of us as individuals. Sometimes we can get stagnant and we can kind of go with the flow of life without really fully meeting our full potential. That was one of the things that Deidre talked about when it came to Evelyn Wang. She said, you're writing off these things. You're writing off the karaoke machine. You said you were a teacher. You said you were a singer. You said all of these things, but this is not your employment. So you're not these things, which is it's like, that's also another thing, is like, why do I have to just because I'm not paid for this thing, or I don't do this professionally, why does it have to be like this isn't what I am? I could be a writer even though I don't get paid for it. I think our society, we kind of like really limit ourselves when we do that, and I think this film really tapped into like what happens when we tap into our full potential. Also, what happens when we stay stagnant, how that affects ourselves, our confidence on ourselves, of like feeling like we never did anything right with our life, we kind of do everything wrong, and then also how that affects people around us. We kind of take that negativity and we put that on the people that we love, and it kind of pushes us apart from the people that we love over time. And I really love that we see a full just character development with Evelyn when she starts to tap into her full potential, to see, you know, all of the things that she could have been, but also those things are still within her. We got to see a dimension where she was a kung fu fighter slash beautiful actress. We got to see where she was I want to say an opera singer, but she was like fully dressed in like traditional, I believe, Chinese garden. Like, she just looked extremely beautiful, but she was also blind. It was just like one incident would trigger you into another dimension, and then your life would be completely different. And it just really speaks to just like really tapping, what happens when we tap into that one key moment that can just open up the trajectory of our life to expand, and even not really feeling like we're wasting our time. There was a moment, so they had to do really weird things when it came to like tapping into projecting into a different universe. One of the weirdest things was that they had to so Alpha Wang, or Alpha Wangman, Wangman, he had to do 4 paper cuts in between his fingers, and I was like, I can't watch this. And it was a moment where he kept trying to give himself a paper cut and he couldn't do it, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot watch this. This was like, it had me on the edge of my seat. The the stunts, like the kung fu that they were doing, like the martial arts, was like phenomenal. There were so many funny moments. Like, there was a moment, so I said before, Deidre, one of her accolades, like the little statues that she was given for being like a top IRS auditor, it was a butt plug. And like some of the opposing forces that Evelyn had to fight, in order for them to tap into the higher dimension or different universe, they had to, it was 2 guys, they had to stick that award up their behind so that they could transition into that universe. And when I tell you, the whole audience was crying. Like, we were laughing. There was so many other hilarious moments. There was so many sad moments. I was like, if you don't cry from this movie, I just don't think you have a soul. But yeah, this film was really good. It was really good. The rock scene, oh my god, the rock scene. But yeah, those are just a little slight spoilers, but you know, I didn't really go into details about everything. You still have so much more. One of my favorite characters was eventually, you'll get to know this person. I can't remember if it was Juju or Jobu Tupaki. I believe her name was Jobu Tupaki. That was actually, ironically, one of my favorite characters. Even though she was an antagonist, she was my favorite character. Like, the costume design in this film was phenomenal. The martial arts was phenomenal. I just love the whole aspect of the theme, and the sense of also like being kinder to ourselves and other people, regardless of what's going on in our life, because everything, everywhere, all at once can hit you, and it can affect the way you treat yourself and others. And yeah, if we kind of tap into that and like, you know, kind of like not project that negative energy on others, I think like we all as a society can go like really far. But yeah, so that was my just slight review. I hope there wasn't really any spoilers. It wasn't. I didn't really tell you a lot that went on, but just kind of like the theme and the tone. Yeah, there was some sad moments, some funny moments, a lot of action, thrill, sci-fi, of course, the woo-woo, that higher self energy of like tapping into yourself and dimensions of sci-fi. It was all there. It's a really great film. So this does as well gets a watch this thumbs up from me. This is the second watch this thumbs up. I just did the Top Gun Maverick review. If you want to see that, check that out. I'll have that up as well. But yeah, that is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Let me know, comment down below if you saw it or if you are planning to go see it. Let me know how you felt about it, or if you're excited to go see it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned to the next one.